What is up, everybody? This is episode 14 of the Happy Hour podcast. I'm Cousin P. That's my good-looking co-host over there, May May.
Hi.
Look at her makeup. Look at all good she.
I know. Thanks. I tried today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And shout out to Megan for real. Before we get into our regular scheduled program, I got to give a shout out to Megan because she just started. Was it beauty school?
Yes.
Yes. I'm super proud of her. Chasing her dreams out there is what this is all about. So.
Oh, you're so sweet. Thank you. Oh, I'm really excited.
Yeah, I'm excited for you. Because you're already really good at what you do. So
thank you.
Yeah, give her applause. No, go ahead. Run that back, bartender.
Oh, I love it. I'm
excited.
excited. I want to make people beautiful. I'm going to be a makeup artist, and that's like my goal and stuff. I have some business plans, of course, but that's the whole reason why I want to do it.
Okay. Well, I'm not going to make you reveal your business plans just yet. But
I'm not trying to have people steal my ideas and make money before I do. No, thank you.
We'll talk about that off camera.
Yeah,
you know
exactly.
what I'm saying? But let's go ahead and hop into it here to set the record straight. What was the question that me and Megan debated on so heavily last week? What was it, bartender?
It was, is it okay for your partner to like other people's pics on social media?
Right. Okay. Now, so just...
wait, real quick. You're drinking some Southern pineapple juice, but it's more of an apple, really.
There we go. Yeah, we got the Southern apple juice here. It was actually a concoction that I made.
It's really good.
It's really good. Mostly rum, pineapple juice, some actual real spices in it, which is, it's really brought out some really good flavors. So
it's bomb.
Yeah. So,
oh, yeah.
I might do a video on this one. I might do a video on how to mix this.
First happy hour official drink?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I think that's what it is.
This is mine. You know what I mean? Like, this is mine. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, but the question was, is it okay for your partner to like other girls
pictures.
Or, guys, depending on whatever you guys are into, their pics? Is it okay?
On social media and stuff.
On social media.
Yeah.
And just to, clarify, now my stance was that, yes, it's okay, but that if it's not okay with you, it doesn't make you insecure. And your stance was, if you don't like it, then it does make you insecure. But for the sake of the survey, I went ahead and said yes. My answer is
no. Would it bug you? Oh yeah. Is it okay? Yours is no, because I said yes, it's okay. I wouldn't have a problem with it.
Correct. So Megan's answer is that yes, it's okay for your partner to like other significant other people's, pictures. And my answer was no, it's not okay. So what were the results?
Well, out of 96 votes.
Oh, wow.
96.
That's really good. Thank you, everybody. That's awesome.
That's 96.
That's a lot.
Shit.
50% said yes.
That it's okay?
Okay.
It is okay to like other people's pictures.
Okay.
26% no. Followed by a 24% remaining for maybe.
Okay.
I feel like those are the in-between people.
Yeah.
It
they have
depends on the
situation.
situation.
Yeah, exactly. I got a lot of those answers because I posted this question on Facebook and I had a lot of people write in. And I had a couple people say that it depends on the situation and stuff. And then I kind of questioned them more a little bit about it.
Okay.
And I was like, do you talk to your partner about it? Or is it something that when it comes up, then you bring it up? And she was like, well, I've had both situations, basically. But she's like, with her current situation, she had a conversation about it early. Right. And he felt the same way. So it was like, it was good.
Yeah.
They communicated.
And it's funny because I actually talked to my wife about it too. Like, just to run the question by her. And, we have a pretty good understanding of each other's boundaries and whatnot. And for us, I guess it's not really so black and white because it's really about the intention. You know what I mean? Like I do have a lot of female friends. I follow a lot of photographers that, I've gotten to know them on a personal level, but even besides that, there's photographers who I'm fans of. And, when they post photos of models that they've taken pictures of, I'm liking the photo. And I'm not liking the photo just because the girl, I'm liking the photo actually because I am a fan of the person who took the photo in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
When one of my homegirls posts a picture of themselves, I'm liking it because truthfully, I'm just hyping my girls up.
It's just support.
Yeah, it's just like, you do your thing, girl.
A
You
lot
go,
of
girl.
people, a lot of guys,
know?
though, have to say aren't like that, but there are some guys who are. A lot of guys like pictures with intent for something more. Like if it's like the start of it.
Correct. And that's
They lay the crumbs out, hoping you come for them.
yeah, and that's where both me and my wife's boundaries, would be crossed. If the intention is to be flirtatious, then it's like, okay, now it's a problem. Now it's like this is kind of bordering on cheating. Even though it's technically really not cheating in my eyes, and even my wife's eyes, she confirmed that
Well,
herself.
intent is depends on if it's cheating or not. And I'm
for,
not saying you.
well,
Sorry.
for us, it's the action. Like once the intention becomes action, then it's like cheating. That's how we look at it. Like me and my wife do. Like once your intents have now moved into, I'm acting on it. Like
so
I'm
what's
trying.
acting? So liking pictures not acting.
Liking a picture is not acting. Hitting a girl up in her DMs is.
Is acting. Okay.
Yeah.
See, yeah, I agree. I also think that if you're posting on social media, right? Like
Mhm.
if you're posting we'll use me as an example. If I'm posting on social media and Jody is liking other girls' pictures but not liking mine, that's a problem.
Yeah.
But if he's liking my pictures and liking other girls' pictures, it doesn't bug me. Like I trust him. Because
Yeah.
it's a virtual compliment. A like is a virtual compliment.
I guess. Yeah, it is.
And more people see it, so more people get, the likes and stuff versus going out in public. You're not going to have as many interactions as you do online.
That's so ass backwards. I mean, I really do miss the days where people talk to one another in public, like where they talk to strangers in public. Like,
yeah, well,
and
people
now
are
like
more
you,
comfortable on their phones.
yeah, and now like if you give a person a compliment in public, it's like, get away from me, creep. Like,
Yeah.
it's a big deal. It's a big thing.
It's just a mentality thing. I don't feel that way. I'll take compliments. I like them.
Yeah.
I'm never, unless they're crude, and then I ignore them. But for the most part, they're fine.
Yeah, what's a crude compliment?
Just something
Like, damn, girl, you got a fat ass. That's a crude compliment. Or is that?
I mean, that's fact. So it's
You
not
look
really a
like
crude
you-
compliment. If you're saying like I want to do something to you, like that's really gross. Like I don't want to hear none of that. You can tell me I look nice
Yeah,
or
see, that's
whatever. I have people
I guess
compliment my
every
ass
girl's
all the
different.
time in public. So that
that does cross the line for you. I mean that.
because I have a nice butt.
Okay, but if a guy complimented your ass, like, isn't that kind of like sending the wrong message? Or is that a message that you're like, if you're single, is that like a message that you're inviting? Like,
It depends on how you react to the comment.
what do you mean?
So if like you just say thank you and you just carry on with your day, it's just a compliment. But if you like stay and talk to them and interact, yeah, it just depends.
Holy shit. That's different.
I don't think that's bad, but if he's like I had the one guy who was like, "You're so hot," and then he was like, you're sexy. I want to fuck you."
Yeah, see, that's crossed the line.
That is very crossing a line. I don't like that kind of stuff. It started out as like, "Okay, thanks," right, and then it turned like left so fucking quick.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I don't know. I'm not a girl. I'm not a woman, so I guess I don't know. I just feel like if a woman came up to me and complimented, like if I had an imprint, you know what I mean? Like
That's different. He's not saying like I have like a nice kitty cat or anything. He's saying I have a nice ass.
yeah, but there's not many things that guys can get complimented for
Their
physically.
arms.
That's not the same level as ass. That's not even close.
Well, you guys focus on different areas of your body to work on than girls. Girls work on their ass. Guys will work on their arms in the gym. It's different things.
I got it. Okay, so here's a question for the public. I just got to know this. What is the male like? Okay, so guys, for us, it's I'll speak for most guys. Okay, I feel like on the hierarchy of what we like most on a woman's body, I would say probably number one for most guys is shape or hips.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay.
Then I would say after hips, it would be followed by your butt. And then I would say legs and then boobs and then everything else after. So I wonder what it is for women. Like, as in, like, what is the order of importance on a male's body?
That's kind of hard because when I see someone that's attractive, I don't really have anything I look at first.
I mean,
I mean,
I'm not saying I
taken,
look
so
at
it's
those
just
things
like
first,
if
but
someone, you know,
like when we, I guess, put
it's, but if a
someone
guy
into
has
a
a nice ass,
category
guy
of
has a nice ass. But like women don't say that to men
no,
because
that'd be
this
fucking
reaction
weird.
right here, exactly this reaction right here. So we're gonna say something else.
If a girl came up to me like, "You got a nice ass," I'd be like, "Ooh, bitch, you better back the
See,
fuck up."
exactly.
What are you trying to do to it?
Yeah, like no, that area is off limits. Nope.
Exactly what I'm talking about. So that's why some women are brave and have no fucking problem saying it. I mean, I have never said that to a man,
Yeah, I hope not.
but I've seen men with with a nice ass, and I'm like, oh, hey.
Damn, boy, you got. I see that. Fucking,
See?
ooh,
It's
ooh.
like women catcalling up. So you ever see those videos on like Facebook where women catcall men and they're just like, oh, I just feel so. Just leave me alone.
I've been catcalled, but it's never followed by a compliment. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's never like, damn, boy, you got nice shoulders. Like, it's never like that. It's always like, damn, boy, you fine. Okay, well, what about me? You know, like, what about me makes me fun? Like, it's never like,
That's
no
a
extended.
compliment.
Elaborate, please.
Yeah, that's not a compliment.
That's a compliment. What are you talking
I don't
about?
know.
There's people that are not fine in this world.
But
That's a compliment.
I don't know. You got to hit me with something that reaches my soul, my confidence. Give me something.
You're gonna walk by her and be like, bitch, please.
I'm gonna be like, why next time? You so good looking, but why?
Pick
but
three
why?
things. Top three. To be cocky about it, top 10.
Top 10 things on me. What you like? Go. So just to kind of remind you guys too, like why we're doing the little survey. So
Yes.
we are doing a contest.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. The first person to have 3 wins gets to choose a subscriber of ours on our YouTube channel. You have to be a subscriber of our YouTube channel. Gets to choose a subscriber to gift a gift card to. I'm not going to tell you how much it is, but I will promise you it's going to be more than $25.
That's good enough
that's
for a
all-
lot of people.
That's all I can give you right now. So right now, the score is actually now
2-1.
2-1. So Megan just got her first dub.
It won't be the last.
Congratulations. I don't know. Let's see. We got some interesting things to get into. So let's go ahead and hop into the main course here. So there was a question that I think you kind of posed to me.
Yeah, I sent you a
earlier
video.
this week. And yeah, there's this video that's kind of surfacing on the internet right now where it's a male saying that the more money a woman makes, the less attractive she is. Now, of course, I'm the only man on this panel. Well, besides the bartender, of course. But I want to know what you think about that. I know you don't date women, but I just want to know what you think about that.
I don't know why it would matter. Is my the first question. Like, why does it matter if she makes more money? And I feel
Okay.
like a lot of men have this ego trip that because they're the man, they need to make more money. And so it steers them away or drives them away from women and potentially really good women for them. You know what I mean? When then it's a whole ego thing
Okay.
where if they just, let go of that.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's much of an ego thing as much as it's just like what's expected of men is to be the
But wouldn't that be
provider.
like the ego of the man?
I don't know if it's less. I don't know. I agree with the bartender. So I don't know if it's an ego thing. I think it's more of what could I provide if. Okay. So here's the thing. Okay. So
Are you not wanting to say ego because you agree with it?
I don't I don't
Silence.
agree. I don't agree with the wording. I don't agree that it makes her less attractive. I think that's wrong. But what I will say is this. Okay. So most women, or actually most people date on their level, and it's different for men versus women, right? If I'm a male and I'm, making over 7 figures, dating on my level, your appearance needs to look, you need to be in the top 10% of good looking females, right?
Okay.
Like you're not probably going to have if I'm a bachelor making 7 figures, you're probably not going to have a chance with me if you're a 6. I know.
Damn.
I know that's
Damn. Cold. Okay.
I know that's shallow, but that's
That's funny.
just what it is, right? So you got to be a 10.
That's fired.
Here I go, being the fucking asshole again. But yeah, you gotta be a 6. or not a 6, a 10. Same thing with women, though. It's on the flip side. If you're a high earning woman, you're not going to date the average Joe. You're not. You're not going to date the mechanic. It's not going to happen. You're going to date someone who can match you financially and provide you more security. Because that's what women want. Women want security. They want security in their relationship. They want security in their finances. They want security in their social status. They want security in their lifestyle, right? And if you're Joe Plumber and you only make, $50,000 a year and she makes $200,000 a year, you can't supply anything to better her lifestyle. She might.
But why does he have to do that financially? Like, I get what you're saying. But like, that shouldn't be like.
Well, okay.
I feel like that strays away from the question because for a woman to make more money, it makes a man intimidated. A woman of high stature, woman of high stature and a man of high stature, because she is high stature as well, can be intimidated by him and not want to be with him.
I don't know about
because
that.
The question isn't if they make more money. The more money a woman makes,
and that's why I agree.
So that's a different question. What you're talking about?
Well, that's why I disagree with the wording of it. That's why I said that I don't agree that it makes a woman less attractive. What I think the true scenario is: the more money a woman makes, the less chances majority men have with her. That's really what it is. It's not that she's.
I just think it's how she presents herself. I just think it's how she presents herself. If she presents herself that way, then yeah. But there's probably people that you have no idea how much they make.
That's true.
You know what I mean? Like, you don't know how much everyone makes by how they look.
Yeah, there's definitely no absolutes. I'm not saying that like every woman that's a high income earner is, curving every single guy that makes less money than her. That's not at all what I'm saying. But the numbers would show that there's a large majority that would. And it's not that the woman is less attractive because she makes a lot of money. It's that guys have a lesser chance of getting with them because truthfully, there's a lot of millionaires in the world, but no one's making that top 10% money like everyone thinks they are. Like even people on OnlyFans flaunt around like they're making like 7 figures and they really not.
Well, social media is a lie. So we've already talked about that.
So I agree with this to a point, but not to the point that they're trying to make. I think if you make a lot of money as a woman, you still are very attractive. Hell, to secure men, you're even more attractive.
I was going to say, maybe even more even.
Yeah, because it's like, like shit. Like, something I don't know. Like, put me on game. And maybe it won't even be a relationship, like a romantic relationship, at the beginning. Maybe it's like, hey, let's just be friends and let me learn from you. And then let's see what happens.
I feel like this question has to do with men that make a lot of money because it's an ego thing. I feel like men that made less money, if they got the opportunity to be with somebody, they would take that chance. And like I said, it's all about how that person presents himself. If they're open to that, then yeah. A lot of people aren't driven just about money. They make great careers with what they do and make a lot of money, but they love who they love and they can't help that. But I feel like this question has to do with men who have a lot of money. It's an ego thing. I make all the money. I need to make more and blah, 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 blah. They don't want someone on their level.
I don't know about that.
The guy who made this video, and I don't know who he was exactly, but he looked like he was in the entertainment business.
Okay.
So
it wasn't Fresh and Fit?
No.
Honestly, this is kind of like right up the alley or something they would say. But
yeah, it probably would be because it would be. But no. And he looked like, he was in entertainment business. So for me, I'm sticking to my thing. I don't think this question has to do with like average Joe men. I think this is like a question for hires, like people that make a lot of money.
So even if it was, I don't know rich guys think like that. I don't know. I've never been a rich guy. So like, I don't know. I just am, I guess for myself, like if I was wealthy, personally, I would want someone wealthy right next to me. If I was a single man, okay, that's just there. If I was a single man and I was wealthy, the woman who I'd bring on would have to make me better. You know what I'm saying? So like
people can make you better without money.
No. So okay. So
What are you saying?
Not every scenario, but most scenarios. A lot of times, your income represents your value in the sense of how much value you provide for others. Okay, think of it like this. Okay, NBA basketball players.
That's
hold on.
That's
hold
so
on.
fucked up. I do not agree with that at all. Where are you going with this?
Okay, NBA basketball players make millions of dollars, but the reason why they make millions of dollars is because what they do brings in billions of dollars, right? That's how much value they provide. They make those millions because they provide $1 billion worth of value.
And then they go
So-
and cheat with all these random ass no name bitches. So what
I'm-
are you talking about?
I'm not talking about social value, Megan. I'm talking about literal, like what they provide. I'm talking about what they could bring to the table. They have a business, like they're businessmen that play sports, right? So a high income earning woman probably is a businesswoman. Probably is somebody who's had to kind of claw her way up to get to the top. It's probably someone who had to work really, really hard with it and is taking some lumps and has some lessons to teach. So if I was a high income earning man, I'd want that woman right next to me. I'd want the woman that has learned some things and those things paid off. I don't want someone who's made some mistakes in college and they're still working at Taco Bell. Like, you can't teach me nothing. You know, at that point, you're just eye candy. Like, I would want someone who could provide literal value to my life. Teach me some lessons, you know?
Yeah, I don't agree with that because you can go through so much life and have so much experience and not work at a job that like compensates for like what you should be paid or whatever. Like it makes it just sound so shallow. Like, when you were dating, would you automatically ask people like what they made and talked about money and everything? No,
I'm not a rich man.
But-
Why
So if
would
you're
I?
a rich man, that would be one of your first questions?
Yeah. Yeah, I would.
How
be-
much money you make?
No, it wouldn't be how much money you make. It'd be, what do you do? What do you do? And if you're not like, if you don't have an entrepreneurial spirit, and I do, like anything, like us being together, you're gonna drag me down. Like, no, I'm not gonna get.
Wow.
I'm not gonna get with someone who doesn't.
That's this is one of like the first opinions that I'm really just like
Really
not
That's
okay
crazy.
with. I don't like that.
Okay, let's bring this down to layman terms. Okay, you got in a relationship with someone who provided value to your life. Yes
Yeah.
or no? Does your partner make you a better person?
Yeah, but it's not because of his money.
Okay, that's fine.
But you're talking about
I never said money. I said entrepreneurial spirit.
you
I
said
said
how
that-
much they make, like what
I said how much they make usually is a replication of how much value they provide. You can't make millions of dollars sitting on your ass. The only way for you to make that type of money is by making deals happen, by doing shit, by like hustling, right? So like if you're a hustler and you have $1 million worth of spirit, guess what's going to probably happen? You're probably going to get $1 million back. But if you're not kicking $1 million worth of game, you're not going to be a millionaire.
do you know how many people try at businesses and try out ventures and fail because of life? Like life
Okay.
happens.
Like
I
if I'm a
do
millionaire,
not
I don't want
agree
the
with
person.
you at all.
If I'm a millionaire, I don't want the person next to me who's failed because of life. No, hell no. No.
People don't get to choose life.
Okay, and they don't get to choose me. Like if I'm a millionaire and I'm a bachelor and I get to choose, I'm not choosing that person. I'm not a charity. Like it's not a charity. Like I'm choosing the best person for me. And the best person for me would be the person who provides value to me. And that value is going to look based on whatever level I'm at. And it's not money. I'm not talking about money. I'm talking about literal value. Emotional value isn't always enough, right?
For you,
As-
it's not.
For me, it's not. Even now on my current level, like, I mean, there's tons. I've dated women who if I said jump, they would say how high. But that's not,
Well, that's not adding value to your life.
they think it is. They think it's adding emotional value, and it is adding emotional value. But what type of actual sustainable value do they provide? None. And that's why I didn't marry them. This is what it is. I married the person who added the most value to my life. I married the person who makes me the best person I possibly could be.
So Jasmine loses her job. She has to work at Taco Bell. Life hit her hard. You gonna break up? You gonna divorce her?
Once again, I am marrying the person who provides the most value to my life. If she lost her job, I guarantee you know what Jasmine wouldn't do? She wouldn't go work at Taco Bell. You know what she'd do? She'd pick her ass up and she'd get right back into that field at another company. That's what an entrepreneur does. That's what someone who has a hustler spirit does. That's what my wife would do. That's what the partner that I chose would do.
It's less about the money and more about the drive.
Yes, and usually drive is a replication or is synonymous with how much money they make. Typically, you don't make millions of dollars sitting on your ass.
Okay.
You don't. Even
I
as much-
agree with
as
that
much as-
statement as what you said. No.
okay.
No, I think that sounds so shallow.
I know it sounds shallow,
It
but
sounds super shallow, and I
it's-
don't appreciate that.
the world is tough. The world is tough. That's why millionaires are
that.
not out there rescuing girls from Taco Bell. That's why it's not happening.
Like
So
I can get that because girls don't want to date a guy that have no job, but it's just like people can be in situations where they should have had better in life. That happens all the time, and it just makes it sound like they're such a bad person because of where they're at in life.
I never said they're a bad person.
No, you're right, not a bad person, but like it's just I don't know. I don't like the way you said that at all.
You don't like how bluntly I'm putting it, and I've
because it
noticed.
sounds so rude.
No,
It
I've
sounds
noticed-
so fucking rude.
I've noticed on this whole journey of this podcast that I noticed my delivery. It's whenever my delivery is so poignant, it's like it like affects you in this way
Yeah.
where you don't like it.
I don't like
but-
it because it's not okay.
I just don't like tippy toeing around the truth. You know, like that's why we don't hear those success stories.
So what if you're rich and you fell in love with a maid?
Then I fell in love with a maid.
Okay, but like she's not a business person or whatever.
But you're not hearing that story. You're hearing of rich guys fucking their maids, but you're not hearing of them falling in love with them and wifing them up and them going off and living happily ever after. Like you're not hearing that story.
Most of the time when that happens on
That's-
TV,
that's-
they stay with the wife because the wife has like blackmail on them. They have to be together.
No, they stay with the wife because they fucked up and they know who the person provides the most value for them. And it wasn't sex. Sex isn't the value. Sex is just the experience.
People leave relationships all the time for other people.
They sure do. They
So
sure do.
Why does that make it any different?
Because their value system was exactly the same. Okay. They
I
didn't.
want to go to the
they-
next question.
Okay, we're gonna move on. They didn't downgrade, is what I'm trying to say. They just stayed right where they were at, or they
Yeah,
may have
okay.
downgraded because they just got with a shitty person, but drive wise, got the same level. Now, I don't know. To be truthfully honest, I have no clue if this is something that's happening more often now, and I'm kind of curious because I don't know if you brought this question up a week ago, and it was maybe something we just like kind of like pushed off.
We had a
till
lot
later.
of topics last week.
But the question is, should women start proposing? And I think this kind of ties into the first question, right? Like if you're the breadwinner, you know, like you should be the one buying the ring, right? Do you agree or
When you
disagree?
put
with
it
that?
like that, yeah,
Okay,
but
so if you're a woman and you bring home the bacon, should you get on one knee and propose to your man?
if I'm making more money, I'm not getting on my knee. I'm gonna have him get on my knee, and then I'm gonna ask him.
But you're gonna have him get on your knee? Wait,
Have him get on his knee, and then I'll ask him, "Baby, you want to marry me?"
Wait. Run this by me
You
again.
heard me.
So you're gonna get down on your knee, and he's gonna sit on your lap, and he's gonna.
When did I say
You said
lap?
you said you're gonna
Well,
get
Bart,
on
hold
your knee.
Hold on. I'm gonna make him get on his knee, and I'm going
Okay.
I'm going to propose to him.
You said I'm gonna make him get on my knee. That's what.
No, I didn't. We'll run that back.
All right.
We'll run that back.
You did say it. I'm sorry.
No, I didn't, because I have a peanut gallery over here saying no. We'll figure it out when we listen to it. Okay. Proofs
Anyway,
in
so
the
you're gonna have
video.
him get on his knee,
Yeah.
and he's gonna propose to you
Why am I gonna get my knee dirty?
because you're the breadwinner, girl. Come on.
That's not.
You've
That
been-
doesn't
you've
come
been
with being
hustling.
the breadwinner getting on your
Yeah,
knees.
dude. Come on.
No. Do I think more women should propose more? I don't know. I feel like a lot of men play games. And I feel like women that do that are just going to get their heart broken. I feel like if a man's ready to propose, he will. If he's ready for that, because I feel like a lot of men, and we had this conversation before, I feel like a lot of men don't want to get married.
Here we go.
I feel like some men do. I was reading the comments and everything from the responses, and men do want to get married, but there is also a percentage of that don't.
Just like for women. Go ahead. Carry on. Hot girl summer's coming up. They ain't trying to get married.
And so I feel like I lost my train of thought.
Well, okay. So here's my devious answer.
Okay.
Okay. I do think that more women should propose because I kind of want them to know how it feels. Like I want them to know.
You are the fucking villain tonight.
I'm
God, dude, where's your fucking like evil cape and your like fucking like laugh? Your evil laugh?
No,
That's some
I
bullshit.
just you know,
I want them to suffer because we suffered. What the fuck?
Just not just with marriage. I think like for me, I want women to experience a lot of the same things that men experience. So that way,
and vice versa.
Me too. Yeah. So that way we can kind of get rid of these dating double standards, you know, like women are so, you know, they're so able to say what they want in a man, and men, if we do it, we'll get chopped up and fed to the sharks. But
I'd rather get turned down by a woman than harassed by a man. Like if you're going to compare the two, like for what men experience for women, if I had to pick, let me swipe right on Tinder all the time and get no matches versus getting harassed by a guy.
Or go on a date with a guy who's texting other girls because, you know, he has to keep his options open.
The audacity.
But girls do that all the time because you have options. Okay. Anyways, to get back on topic, yes, I think women should propose more because I think that it will be a character builder. I think they will kind of see how much anxiety it brings. I think they'll also see the pressure of, is this the right moment? You know, because that's what guys have to go through. It's like, is this the right time? Like, am I doing it at the right? Is it too soon? You know, or am I just doing it because I want this? You know, like it's hard. You know, the proposal part is really hard. It really is. Like even like having all the conversations before the proposal, like, you know, trying to like be sneaky about them, I guess, you know, but in a way, be very clear about what you're asking, and not giving it away because everybody wants that, like that surprise proposal.
I want a surprise proposal.
Exactly. Right. But
I don't want to know anything about it.
Exactly. But your partner has to do it at the right time, has to make sure that you're ready and, you know, you guys are ready for it. It's a lot of work. It's like a lot of mental and emotional work is what I'm trying to say. Like not physical.
Women do stuff like that for men all the time. Like, it's not maybe the same level as proposing, but it's like women try all the time and get... I'm going off in my head because it makes sense, but never mind. Never mind.
No,
we're not going to go there.
I 100% disagree with that. I do. Women don't deal with a lot of the things that men deal with in a dating.
Vice versa. Give me something that's equivalent to a man harassing a woman that like equivalent to it for a man to deal with. The same anxiety.
The equivalent, like what type of harassment are we talking about?
Like just sexual harassment. Like if you're like talking to someone and just being harassed by somebody, a creeper. Men don't have to deal with that.
Not a creeper, but we had to deal with.
Do you ever feel unsafe when a woman feels like, when you think a woman's weird, you think they're weird?
No, we had to deal with like emasculation often. Like we're
a staggering amount of rejection.
Yeah. We have to deal with things like, you know, like when a woman breaks up with you, or even you break up with a woman, most of the time they're going to believe the woman's side of the story. You know, she says anything, like your image is now taking a hit.
Yeah.
And that's harassment to me. You know, there's the whole see, there's just like this weird notion that guys go around telling their sex stories, and really we really don't. Like I'm not, you know, just inviting that information, but girls do. And you know, when they're mad at you, it's the whole you got the little dick shit, like, and that fucks up your reputation too. Like we deal with it all in our own ways. It's not identical. We deal with harassment in different ways, though.
I'll give you that.
You know what I'm saying? Like this is, I will say that it would be like I would be more scared going on a date if I was a woman. I mean, I'll give women that, like, you know, making sure like the person that you're going on a date with is not going to fucking kill you, you know, or kidnap you. Like, yeah, that's scary.
That is very scary, and that's more. It's
But-
more often. It's happening more and more and more.
Is it?
Yeah. It was probably happening probably just as often, if not more, but maybe because of like social media now, it's becoming more like known and aware. But yeah, stories happening all the time of that, and it's scary.
Okay. No,
Oh, but the original question,
yeah, we already talked about, I mean, should women propose more? My answer is yes. And your answer was you don't know.
no, I don't think
You
women.
don't think so?
No. No, because like I said, a man will know, and I just feel like if women do it, they will get rejected more. So we kind of have the same answer, but your reasoning why is different. I don't want them to
It is.
suffer or anything. It's just
So okay. Let me.
I
just-
don't want them to suffer, and
I-
you do.
I want,
It's
I want to
literally that.
expand on what you just said because, and I don't want to go too far down this road just because I don't want this conversation to turn into something that it's not. But based on that, would you say that you believe then in gender norms?
Yeah, I do believe in gender roles.
Okay.
I believe that some men have more responsibilities in areas than women, and vice versa.
Okay.
You know, if someone doesn't agree with that, it's not like, oh, why don't you think like that? That's just how I think, and that's how I kind of want my relationship to be. And the person I'm with fits that for me, so that's fine.
Interesting. I mean, I feel the same way.
Because, like, for me,
I just didn't want to get chopped up and you know, fed to the sharks for saying it.
well, no, it's okay. I like your answer. We're good for
Okay.
this time.
All right.
For me, like, I like the man to take charge. Like, I'm very bossy and I'm very independent, but I still like my man to take charge, if that makes sense.
hmm I agree with the bossy part. Definitely very bossy. You're a little needy.
I've never.
Okay, we're moving on.
We have to move on right now. We have to move on. Those are some fucking fighting words.
I'm not trying to. Okay. Anyways,
No fighting in the bar.
Bruh, for fuck's sake.
I just know how much attention you want, and that's kind of like
That doesn't have anything to do with me being independent.
you can't get attention from yourself though. Like you gotta.
Yeah, you can. People are self-sufficient all the time.
Are you self sufficient like that? Like, do you need? Like, okay, would you be okay with not getting attention from other people?
Compliments and stuff.
Yeah, compliments.
That has
likes.
nothing to do with me being independent. That's not the same thing.
Okay.
Well, I mean, to be devil's advocate, if you were independent, you wouldn't need validation from others at all. So,
I don't need it. I like it. I like being told I look good. I put effort into doing my face and my hair and picking out my outfits and going on these therapy shopping things and spending all this money on my clothes. Fuck yes, I want someone to tell me I look nice. I tell myself I look nice all the time.
You
I
should.
post shit on social media. I post pictures of myself all the time because I like the way I look. But I want someone to tell me that I look nice because I put fucking effort in. I don't think that's anything wrong. It doesn't make me not
I never
independent.
said it was wrong. I okay. How many red flags before you run from a relationship? Or okay, and I added an or. I added an or.
Okay.
Or like when you're dating someone.
I
'Cause,
feel like a date is better. Relationships, it's hard.
yeah, like I feel like if you're like seeing red flags and you've already are a boyfriend or girlfriend and you're just running from it and I don't know. I feel like
It
there's-
depends on the situation because some people will leave, some people will go back. It depends on the red flag situation.
I think it depends on the time. Like people change, people grow, people go through ups and downs, right? Like I may see a red flag in my wife one day, you know, like that's new. I'm not going to go, oh, we're getting a divorce now because I saw this. Like she may be going through something. You know what I mean? Like she may be feeling down about herself and now she's become more dependent on me in this way, which is a red flag, which is one of my red flags, you know, but like, I'm not going to sit there and just leave now. It's like, what?
You know what I just heard in my, you know what you just said translated into my head?
What?
If she becomes like more codependent, like,
Not codependent, dependent.
like you should have her back a little bit more. Like,
I would.
why would that be a red flag?
Because I don't want someone who's super dependent on me. Like, I don't like. Here's
If she goes through phases, this obviously wouldn't be a permanent phase.
right, and that's why I wouldn't ever leave my partner for that. That's why like red flags at this point are like, you know, we're
You
gonna
gotta
just
fix it.
yeah, we're just gonna deal with that shit. Like it's not a make or break thing for us. We're making that shit.
But as far as a date goes,
Yeah, like if I was dating someone and she showed signs of hyper dependent, like needed, like really dependent on other people, no, I'd be done because she'd be so dependent on me. And what would end up happening is I would never be able to rely on her for anything, anytime, right? And a relationship is a team effort, right? I need to be able to lean on you and you need to be able to lean on me. But if you're so dependent on me, I could never lean on you. So guess who I got to do? I got to lean on other people. I got to find support outside of my relationship now. Why even be in a relationship? You know what I'm saying? So no, that's a major red flag. That's like one of the biggest ones.
how many red flags before you run?
3.
That's fair.
Yeah.
I don't really count the red flags, I guess. It just
I don't.
depends. It just depends on my mood at the end of the night. Like if everything, if it goes well, then I want to see them again. If not, it was fun.
You know it's weird, and I guess probably sounds like toxic. But
Surprise, surprise.
red flags sometimes make me even more attracted to a person, which is
That
weird.
is totally the
Okay.
generation of people right now. They love red flags.
No,
and
no,
I
no.
don't
It's
get
not
it.
that I love red flags. It's like
I'm not saying you do. The generation does. They
It's-
run after that shit.
Okay, so here's a little story. Okay, so when me and my wife were friends, like before, ever a relationship, and I started to develop some type of feelings for her, in my eyes, she was perfect because she was just so well put together. She's so organized. She's very, very particular about how she goes about things. She's really well spoken, all that stuff, right? So like the way I looked at her was like, oh hell no, there's no way for a guy like me to get with her because I'd fuck her life up. Like I just didn't see myself ever being compatible for her.
So you saw yourself as a red flag for her?
Yeah, it's like, no, I'm not perfect. And she seems like she's, yeah, like I can't, I couldn't do that to her. So, but the moment I saw that there was more depth there, like the moment I saw that there was,
A little bit of imperfection?
yeah, there we go. That's the best way to put it. Like the moment I saw imperfections was the moment where I was like, okay, I'm going to go for it. And I know
Imperfections
that
are
sounds
different.
so,
Imperfections are different than red flags, though.
are they?
Yeah, no one's perfect. So just because they don't do some, like, it's not a red flag. So you think every imperfection of yours is a red flag?
In the Bay, yeah.
Why?
Um,
No one's perfect. Not,
not saying-
everyone has. That's
no.
that's what you're saying. Everyone is not perfect, so everyone has imperfections. So
Yes, and-
everyone has red flags.
Correct. Everybody has red flags. Everybody does. But everybody has a limit on how many they're willing to accept at the beginning. And everybody also has a limit on which ones they're willing to accept. Everybody has imperfections, but we're all just, only willing to accept certain ones. Okay. Here's a red flag. Okay. Imperfection. Might be just going through it in life. You don't have a job. Red flag. But you're just going through it in that stage. Some people may get with that person. Some people won't. Is that an imperfection? Yeah. Can it be corrected? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, I do think everybody has red flags, but we all just have our limit on which ones we're willing to deal with.
No, I don't like that. I don't like that.
God. Okay. Why don't you like it? Just because it doesn't sound pretty.
Fuck you.
I'm just saying, because you don't like my delivery. So, did I deliver it wrong?
I think it's just. I'm really flustered right now. And
Why
I
are
don't
you
know why, because
posting?
I can't put my thoughts together on that.
Okay. Would you say that everybody has imperfections and that imperfections could be red flags?
I don't want to agree with you, but yes.
Okay. Have you seen red flags from somebody and you knew that it was a red flag, but you still got with them anyways?
Okay, so yeah, okay, but so
So,
hold on, my sister has dated somebody, right?
yeah,
He's not the greatest texter.
yeah.
That's not a red flag that he's not a great texter, but it's an imperfection.
No, that means he's a bad communicator.
No, you can communicate great with somebody in person.
I
There are
bet
some
you
people
she's
that,
had some issues with communication with that guy. I
well,
promise
she
you.
wants more, but I told her, not every relationship is always a texting relationship.
No, but I bet you, he's not making up for those text messages with calls.
They hang out.
Okay.
Some,
I think that that's a red flag.
that's not a red flag.
Not text. I'm not saying the texting. I'm saying like if they're not making it up with some other form of communication that's as often,
There shouldn't be a
then it's a red
there
flag.
shouldn't be a stipulation to
Yeah,
that.
there should be though. Someone not having a job versus someone not looking for a job is different. The person who doesn't have a job and is just sitting on their ass versus the person who doesn't have a job and is actually going out to job interviews is a different situation. It makes up for one, makes up for the other.
Okay.
But a person that's a bad texter and they don't communicate more in one department than the other, then it's kind of like, oh, they're just a bad communicator.
Okay. I don't feel like not texting, like not being a texter is a red flag.
Not for you. Not for me. For me either.
Right. So
Yeah.
I don't feel like that's a red flag,
But if it's hers,
but it's an imperfection. You're saying that every imperfection that people have is a red flag, and I don't agree with that.
okay. Well, we'll agree to disagree, and that might end up being the question. Honestly, I actually like that one, just because. I mean, yeah.
We can't word it the way you word it because no one's gonna fucking agree with you.
That's okay.
No, like
That's okay.
it needs to be worded. It needs to be worded differently because the question's kind of rude. So I feel like people are gonna respond because it's a rude question.
But I feel like the last two, the two that I've won were rude too. Is it disrespectful for your ex to move on? No.
To be fair, that wasn't that. That question got mixed up because originally the question was posting on social media, and then it got turned into moving on right after relationship, and that wasn't the original question. The original question, if you watch it, is posting it on social media. Like, is it okay to post you're in a new relationship on social media? And I said no.
Well,
you can move on right after relationship if you want, but I just feel like it's rude.
Obviously the crowd doesn't agree. What is something that men do that you feel like that's unattractive that you feel like most men are unaware of? I know this one's kind of hard. Like this one really takes some thought. Like, because
honestly, just like so, guys' posture.
Really?
Yeah. Someone who slouches over, it's not very sexy, but someone who like stands up like confidently, it's like, it's sexy. And, guys do that without even thinking because that's just, how they stand. You know what I mean? So like there's this video, I saw this two people cooking, guy and a girl, and they were talking about height. And he was saying how tall he was.
But he didn't look it.
He didn't look it. And all of a sudden he stood up straight, didn't like arch his back. And he was like way taller. And he looked better. Not because he was taller, but he just looked like he was standing up straight, like just a better structure.
Okay.
And I feel like that's something that guys do without knowing.
Yeah, I like that one actually. That's a good answer, especially because like posture also shows your confidence level too. Typically when people are less confident, they kind of hunch over and they kind of like like they're trying to hide, versus someone who's like proud and like confident. They stand up tall with their chest out, shoulders back, and all that stuff.
I also feel like when a man talks passionately about something, it's very attractive. Like for them, they're probably just talking about their hobby, but it's very attractive to see like a man passionate about something.
So would you say it's unattractive when like a guy complains about things often, like trauma dumps and stuff like that?
I don't know. I can be a pretty pessimistic person sometimes, so I get in those moods, but
I don't agree at all. I don't think you're
There
pessimistic
there are
whatsoever.
some days, man. I wish I was more optimistic about things.
I think you're like the definition of optimism. Based on how
Undercover optimistic. I don't.
based
think
on
so.
how we conversate about stuff, like everything is like, oh yeah, it'll be good, and this is how the rich guy could get with the Taco Bell worker. I just like, no, he can't. Like I feel like the pessimistic one.
You are this episode. You definitely are this episode. No lie.
I'm just a realist. I'm just a blunt realist. Just because I don't like. I don't.
What, like fluffing stuff up and all
You
that
know,
kind of shit?
I never watched Disney. I think that's what it was. I think it
Well,
fucked me
fuck.
up.
There you go.
I never watched a Disney.
That you
Channel.
you never got any hope when you were a child. You
Yeah,
were deprived
no,
of
I
all
didn't-
hope.
I didn't see any happy endings and shit. I was a Nickelodeon
There's
guy.
nothing wrong
I got
with
some-
believing in happy endings.
There was some realness. I saw the Fairly Odd Parents get broken up.
We keep it real over on Nickelodeon.
Exactly. You know what I mean? Like, nah, we're not.
happy
Disney
endings
over here.
happen.
I think that's what fucked me up. If I watched more Disney, I guarantee you, I'd probably be like, like Corbin Blue happy and shit. Get your head in the game type shit.
I would love to see him with his hair. Shit, that would be hella funny.
Do you have a vetting process for Tinder? Like, okay, so the reason
No
why
fish. No fish. I hate men that hold pictures of fish. I know what the question is. Vetting, right? So if you're going through Tinder profiles and you see something and
that's
you
what people are
automatically
doing. People are holding up fish.
men do that all the time, like hunting. They hold up a gun, or like they're next to like oh my god, I've seen dead deer.
Okay, so the first part of your vetting process is the photo, which I think everybody's, and I mean inherently that is everybody's first vetting process on Tinder, is because that's the first thing you're seeing. It's a photo.
Which is fair.
Okay. What else? What? Okay. And the reason I'm asking these questions, we do have a small male base that watches this, just to give them a little bit of insight on how women think. You know what I'm saying? The first question was about what are things that they do that they're not aware of that is unattractive. Now I'm trying to help them out. How do they get a swipe on Tinder?
Well, hold on. So when you say photo, obviously it's the first thing. That's the same thing that happens like in person to person. You're not going to go up
Correct.
to a person that's unattractive. So I always think it's funny when people are like, "Oh, it's so shallow for you to look at people," and blah
I don't
blah
think so
blah.
either. I don't think so at all.
I don't get that because
I think it's real.
Take a better picture. You can take a better picture.
I think it's real.
Bring the angles. Lighting matters.
If I put two steaks in front
Smile.
of you, if I put two steaks in front of you, and one steak was green and the other looked normal, you're eating the normal looking steak.
Yeah.
Even if the green one was better tasting. You don't know that. You're just going off the looks.
Ew. That's so gross. I'm just saying, I'd be upset if my steak was green.
Last call.
Okay. Let's move on to the truth or not. Or actually, bartender, you got your question for us?
I've always got a question for me, lovelies.
Oh, yeah. Hell yeah.
You guys ready for this one?
Mm-hmm.
Oops. Cleaning up a little around here. Well, all right. Would you rather live in Antarctica or Death Valley?
Death Valley. Death Valley.
I would definitely live in Antarctica. I want to live with like the penguins and the sea lions and stuff like that.
Antarctica is melting.
Are you kidding me? I'll wrap up in some blankets and stuff, and I'd rather be cold and warm up than hot and cool down. It is miserable being hot and trying to cool down because then you sweat and then you get all sticky. Nah. And then your probably AC bill is probably really high because it's on all the time. I'll just like warm up in some blankets.
Yeah, I'd go to Death Valley. It's super funny about that question too. So, I recently came across this really interesting real estate story. As most people know, I'm a real estate agent. There's a city called California City in the Mojave Desert in California, which is not that far off from from Death Valley. And you could buy land, like literal plots of land for like $4,000. Which is
Okay.
fucking dope. And it's literally like 100 miles away from LA. Not that far. Right? And then 100 miles away from Vegas, 100 miles away from Arizona. I mean, you're like near everything.
Okay.
I don't know. I would choose Death Valley for that purpose. I would be close to all the things I want to be by, and it wouldn't take a lot to get there. Plus, like there's cities in the desert that are successful. Las Vegas is in the desert, a successful city. Phoenix, Arizona is in the
and
desert.
Las Vegas is miserable in the summer.
It is miserable in the summer,
miserable.
but guess what? There's still shit out there. They got a Walmart. They ain't got no Walmart in Antarctica. They ain't doing it. I don't even go to Walmart. I don't even shop at Walmart.
But you'd rather have the option.
Exactly. So no, it's not Antarctica for me. I'm good.
Fair
I don't know.
enough.
I don't like being hot all the time. I could not deal with that.
Plus, I don't get sunburn either, so I'm like, that's perfect. I'm good.
Good for you. I get fucking red as a cherry.
I just get darker. That's it.
I get darker. That's it.
All right, let's move on to truth or nah. Answer the public.
We have got
Let's
a
see
couple
what
here.
let's see what these people out here are thinking.
Hmm.
This world's going crazy. There's some wild shit I've been seeing. Like Nick Cannon has had another set of kids.
He has three
Like-
more kids on the way.
I think 3 different women. It's crazy.
I
That's
saw a
fucking
video and the
nuts.
caption was the baby making tour.
That's fucking crazy.
Dude, he's happy about it. If that's the life he wants to live, if he wants to have the fucking, Brady Bunch, that's good for him. That's so many kids. Christmas must be so expensive. Just everything must be so expensive.
I pray for that man.
He makes enough money, so he wants to keep doing
And I
that.
pray he keeps making enough money. That's what I pray for. Let's
To,
get that man more success.
To bring it back a little bit to what you were talking about earlier, we've got a truth and all here. We don't talk about green flags enough like we talk about red flags.
People tend to focus on the negative. So I totally think that's fact. That's fact.
Yeah, I think that I'm gonna say nah, only for one reason. It's not verbalized in a way of a green flag. It's verbalized in a this is what I want, right? Or this is what I like in a partner, right? Or like to give it other names like BDE, right? Would you say that big dick energy, like what people categorize certain traits as green flags?
Yeah, but when I'm talking to someone about a bad date, I don't ever use the term red flag. I just say I didn't like it. So it's the same thing.
Right. So that's what I'm saying. Like I think it's not true. I think we do talk about it. We just don't code it as green flags. We code it as other things. So it may get passed by, but yeah, we do talk about those things. We do. We brag on our partners.
But not as much as if you're in a bad relationship, people brag about the red flags and stuff.
Shit, I know people in bad relationships still brag on their partner. He's really good deep down inside. You know what I'm saying? Like that whole shit. Like,
no, I think that's fact. I feel like that's fact.
Okay.
Because like whenever I'm talking to my friends or sister about situations, they just tell me, the drama they're going through and all this stuff. They don't talk about the good stuff. I mean, they do, but
But
it's
is that-
more always
but-
the bad stuff first they talk about.
but is that red flags or is that just drama?
Isn't it imperfection? So it obviously is a red flag.
No, it's not imperfection. It's drama. There's a difference. Okay. Drama is tension that was created between you and another person. That's imperfection on both your parts because you're both are shitty. Not shitty.
If the
Just didn't
argument started
communicate
because the
correctly.
person's always late and was late to something, that's an imperfection because they're always
Yeah,
late.
and that's a red flag.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what we have to fight.
Okay. All right. Well, I still think that we do talk about it often. Maybe not in intimate conversations. Maybe in more broad conversations. We do talk about our green flags.
I feel bad talking about green flags sometimes because I just feel
Really?
like it's bragging. Like, yes and no. Like, I'll talk about how good my relationship is, but I don't go into depth with it about people. Partly because I don't feel like people always want to hear about that.
That's kind of crazy. I mean, no. Okay.
Like, I
Hear me out.
gas Jody up all the time. Like,
Hear-
I'm very supportive, but like, yeah.
And hear me out. I'm not calling you crazy. I think that socially that's kind of crazy. Like now thinking about it, because like I guess I can see that. Like people get upset when they brag about their partner, or like they're like, "Oh, who she thinks she is?" Like, you know. But yeah, that's great. Like people would rather hear something bad about someone else's partner than hear you keep gassing them up.
Yeah.
That's kind of fucked up.
Because think about it, reality shows, and I know they're scripted, but whenever like you hear
100%.
like they're conversating, right?
Yeah.
You have their two talking like this, right?
Yeah.
And I'm talking to you about my business going good and all this type of stuff.
hmm
And then behind the cameras, you're saying how good to me at face, you're saying how great that is to me. Behind the camera, you're talking all this shit.
Right.
Oh, she's just trying to brag. She's just trying to show how good she has it and all this type of stuff.
Yeah. That's weird. Well, I want to dive into that maybe on another episode because I think that's an interesting social study. You know, like we got time for one more true for now.
Okay. Let's see what I can pull up here for you. The true purpose of dating apps like Tinder is to keep you on the app and use your data, not find you a partner.
I agree. I don't think Tinder makes it to be deleted. That wouldn't be sustainable for business. I think Tinder wants you to keep using the app.
I think Tinder is sustainable because of the way that society is right now.
I think that helps.
If I find a match on Tinder, I delete it. I don't keep it on my phone. What the fuck do I need it on my phone for?
I think most people don't.
Well, a lot of people don't delete the dating apps when they get in relationships, and they really should. There is not one reason, there is not one conversation with one person you had on there. Screenshot that shit if you want to save it so much. Delete the app. There is no reason why you need to have that on there.
I agree. I just don't think
People go back on it because of like failed relationships, not because of Tinder has nothing special on it that keeps people occupied.
that I strongly disagree with.
Facebook has more stuff like that. You can be
No.
on Facebook more than Tinder.
I think what Tinder does really well is one, Tinder. I mean, it's such a well-known brand to where they've kind of commoditized their thing. Like it's like when people think of dating online, they think of Tinder. They don't think
Yeah.
of Plenty of Fishes. They don't think of Bumble. Well, they don't think of any of those other shit. They think of Tinder, right? So that's all part of their branding. So because they are branded so well, they pull such a large audience of people to their app. And they have this just about the same amount of people anywhere you go. I can be in Sacramento and then I can go travel to New York just for vacation and change my location and whoop, guess who pops up? Bitches from New York. And is Tinder trying to make me fall in love with someone from New York? No, they're not. They're trying to get me what we're all looking for. Instant gratification, however they may look. You know what I'm saying? Like Tinder's designed for that. Tinder's designed for instant gratification. That's not sustainable. Relationships that last are built on lasting principles, not built on quick speed dating. That's what it is, speed dating.
Bartender, what was the truth or not question?
Oh, you'd like a run back, huh?
Yes, please.
The question was, well, I mean, it wasn't really a question, I don't believe, but the purpose of dating apps like Tinder is to keep you on the app and use your data, not find you a partner.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think Tinder wants to keep you on the app. They sell your data. Tinder collects tons of it. They know everything about you. They know who to throw at you. It's a whole algorithm.
Okay. Yeah, I agree. I agree with that.
Okay. You sure?
Mm-hmm.
You just conceding? Or you actually agree?
No, I agree. I have no argument for that.
Okay. Interesting. All right. Well, I think we're all out of time here, folks. That was the happy hour. I know last week we kind of got out of hand, went a little bit over an hour, but what is coming up? What's coming up? Well, first off, if you're listening to this podcast on Spotify, make sure that you subscribe or follow so you get all the updates.
If you're on Apple, give us a 5-star review.
Please review us so that way we get more notice. So that way we can do this full time and give you guys way better content because that's what we want to do. It's about y'all. It's not about us. If you're watching us on YouTube, make sure you subscribe and more so too. So that way you stay updated on new shows that are coming up. We have a new show that's coming up very, very soon that I'm
super excited for it.
Exactly. So yeah, you want to be on the lookout for that. And also too, if you are a subscriber, you do have a chance to win that cash money.
Money.
Okay. So if you're not subscribed, there's no chance of you winning. Sorry. Even if you voted. So here's me again being that brutal, harsh realist, even with our audience. But I think that's about it, guys. We really appreciate you guys for listening and for watching. We appreciate all the feedback as well. And make sure you follow us on our social media channels too, so that way you can get involved on these surveys. We want more participation, which we've been getting, which is awesome. First week we got 50. Second week we got 81. This week we're over 90. So shout out to y'all for real.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. And y'all have a good night.
Yeah. Good night, guys.